All right, what's up, guys? Welcome everyone to today's live trading room. As you can see, it's only me. Wow, my face is big. I'm not used to seeing myself on the big screen like this. All right, guys, how are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments. Are you in any trades? Also, let me know where you guys are from. I'm interested to hear where you guys are from. I know we have a very global community, but I would love to hear where you guys are all from. Also, I added I'm playing around with adding a secondary camera here. It's going to show you the setup have here with all the different screens here. So as you can see here on this to the right of me, I have my left screen. I got 4 different trading view charts here, and then I got four here, and then 4 more here. So in total, that's, if my math is correct, that should be 12. So I'm currently watching 12 different forex markets at the time. So I like to use, take a step back, take a zoomed out look, and just, look at all the screens here. And what this shows me, and also I got the streaming software up here, so I can kind of see all your comments and take care of all of that. But if that's not there, I usually have Trading View up here. So you can see I got Trading View up here. So I'm checking Trading View, and that's MetaTrader. So I'm checking Trading View down here, right? And I got MetaTrader up here. So if I see a setup, I switch to MetaTrader and I put in all the orders and everything. But now, because of the fact that I got to take care of all the comments and everything. So I'm actually thinking about adding a second display. I mean, I can actually use. So I have a iPad here, and what I can do is just connect the iPad to the PC, and I'll have StreamYard or the streaming software that we're using right here in front of me, so I can utilize all the screens here for trading. So oh, you think I have the wrong mic connected? Maybe I do.
Testing. What about now? Is the mic better? I think you got the wrong mic connected. Is that better? Let me know if that's better. All right, yeah. So I actually had the microphone from this terrible camera right here. I had that one activated. So thank you for taking care of that, guys. Remember to hit the like button, because the number of likes will determine the number of accounts that we're giving away. So every 200 likes will mean a 200K Bootcamp account. And yeah, as you can see here, I'm alone here today, so I'm all yours. I want this to be a session where, ask me any questions you want around trading, trading psychology or trading technical analysis, stuff like that. And while doing so, I'm gonna do some live trading here, and at the same time, while doing live trading, I will try to explain my my process, my trading system, how I'm trading. I think most of you already know a little bit about my trading system. Going to try to kind of break it down in this live stream here today. See. Yeah, so it's based on, it's basically based on break and retest system. You guys know this. We've been talking about the break and retest a lot in this live stream, because both me and Alex are both using the break and retest approach, the break and retest system. So basically what that is just, you have a Very simple. Simply put, you have a trending market like this. Doesn't have to be a trending market, but most of the time, you want to focus on the trending markets. And so here's a break and retest. You have a horizontal level. Price breaks above that horizontal level. Price makes a rounded retest, comes down to hit that breakout level. That would be the break and the retest. That's the foundation of this trading system. Now, I'm using several different indicators to determine the probability of the retest. You know what? Let me take off the headphones. Wow, that felt really, really good. I haven't had a live stream without headphones in forever. It felt really good. No, Alex is all good. He's just he's all good. No worries with Alex. He's just got a day off, so I'm. It's just me here today. I know you guys miss Alex. I do miss him as well, but he's all good. So yeah, so I do have several indicators that I'm using to determine the probability of the bounce happening on the actual retest area. And my two main indicators that I'm using is the 20 and 50 EMA. So we can go into Trading View here, and you can search for exponential, and you'll get the moving average exponential here, and you add two of those and you'll get the 20 and 50 EMA on here on the chart. You will see the 20 EMA is the blue one, and then the 50 EMA is the gray one. Now, preferably on the actual break and retest, so let's say you have a resistance level right here, price comes up, hits that at resistance, rejected, and then on the retest, this is where you want to have the 20 EMA and then the 50 EMA kind of like this, right? So that's the first set of indicators that I'm using to determine if this is the retest that I want to be buying or not. Is the retest happening on the 20 EMA or between or inside the area between the 20 EMA and the 50 EMA? Now, another thing I'm using, So another thing I'm using is the Fibonacci. And you know what? Like, I saw this comment right now, and this is actually an interesting comment. And honestly, like, I agree, and also I'm not in agreement with this, but I kind of agree. The main focus is, the main focus is price. So there's always going to be the break and retest. Okay, so the break and retest and looking at price structure and looking at trends, that's always going to be in focus. And what I'm about to show you here is a way that I'm using. All right, never mind. I just got a message here that I had to read, so kind of like throw me off guard here. Anyway, so what I'm saying is price action is always going to be front, right, and center. Okay, so these indicators, what I'm about to show you, the indicators I'm adding is to determine, a system that I've tested. But you don't really need all of these indicators. What you really need is to study price levels. You need to study market structure analysis and how to identify trending markets. So you want to find the trending markets, and that's very simple. In an uptrend, you have higher highs and higher lows. Add the EMAs to find confluence with the retest level. And then there's another indicator I'm using, and that is the stochastics RSI. Now, on the actual break and retest, you want to make sure that the stochastics RSI is, at least for me, it's very important. You want to make sure that the stochastics RSI, if you're going to be buying, you want the stochastics RSI to be below 30. So if you have a break and retest right here, so that's the retest right here, you want to make sure that when price comes down and retests that level right here, you have stochastics below 30 and preferably also a bull cross. Now, why do you want that? Well, simple. I've tested this over many hundreds of trades, and it's shown that when you get the break and retest, the EMAs are aligning and the stochastics RSI is aligning. That's when you have a higher probability of that actually being the bounce that you want to be buying. Another thing I'm doing is I'm using the fib tool. So we can add the fib tool right here. When you have a retest, a break and a retest right here. That's the retest. Now let's just assume that stochastic RSI is in the right location here. So you got the retest, right? You got the 20 EMA, price hits the 20 EMA or the area between the 20 and the 50 EMA. You hit the reload zone right here, which is the area between the 0.618 and the 0.786. And stochastic RSI is in the right location and preferably also giving you a bull cross. When this happens, everything starts to align. Now, there's one final thing that I want to see when all of this. There's one final thing I want to see when all of these metrics are aligning, and that is a bullish pin bar or a bullish engulfing candle. So you got. Let me make a list for you guys here. So first, trending market. Okay, move that here to the left. So first, you want to find a trending market. And then number 2, break and retest. Then 3, make sure that it lines up with the EMAs. Stochastic RSI below 30. This is obviously for a long example, but it's the same when going short, right? But when going short, you want the stochastic RSI to be above 70. And then number 5 is the RLZ, which is the RLZ zone of the fib tool, which is the area between the 0.618 and the 0.786. And then number 6, you want a bullish engulfing or pin bar. Okay. Find a trending market. Find a trending market. You want to look for a break of a level, and then you want to go long on the retest of that level. If the retest aligns with the EMAs, the stochastics, and it hits the right fib area, and you get an engulfing candle or a pin bar. Okay, so now let's look at a couple of examples. Can we find any? I think what you're referring to here is what you're referring to here is probably. Isn't that the golden area or golden zone or whatever? I can't remember correctly, but I think that's a something else. Yeah. So this is also a great question here. What about TP and stop loss? We're gonna go into that. So yeah, let's cover that. Let's cover the TP and stop loss. So imagine that you have price action coming up like this, coming down into the reload zone, and then starts to move higher. And this is actually a beautiful example right here. Let's remove this part. And here you have actually sort of imagine if you ignore this wick right here, remove that wick. What type of candle is this? Well, you see price action comes down, and that's a bullish engulfing candle, right? So you got that bullish engulfing candle. Now, what I like to do, I guess this is like personal preference, but I want, and this is the reason why I have the 50% fib here on the chart, is because I want preferably the bullish engulfing candle or the pin bar to bounce inside the reload zone, but close above the 50%, because the 50% is then acting as my confirmation line. If the candle is closing up here, I put limit orders on the 50. Limit orders on the 50, limit buy orders on the 50, stop loss below the reload zone, and TP at the 0% fib, okay? So stop loss below the swing that created the signal, okay? So below the swing that created the signal and below the reload zone. Because what happens if price moves down here? Well, that would kind of invalidate the idea, and you would create a new lower low, and it might turn into a downtrend. So very important that you have the stop loss, make the stop loss wide enough for you to have a decent risk to reward, but don't make the stop loss, too tight. It's very important that when you think you have a wide stop loss, maybe even widen it some more. So in this case, you'll widen it all the way down here and go for a 1.25 hour trade. The TP is always going to be at the last local highs. And why? Well, because this is the first trouble area, or FTA. So I can add this to the list. Do stop loss below reload zone and make it I'll write here, make it wide. And TP, we can do last local highs, and then FTA. FTA means the first trouble area. And what that means is basically it's the first area where we expect price to run into resistance, the first trouble area or the last local highs. Because in an uptrend like this, you get a high, a low, potentially higher high, but it's not a higher high until you actually break this level. And there is a chance that you'll create double highs here and an M structure, okay? A double top M structure and then move lower. That's why I always take profits at the last local high. And usually what I get from this setup is the risk to reward is usually around 1.5 or 2R on these trades right here. Now, back to the the RL said. The RL said is the area between the 0.618 and the 0.786. So below the reload zone will be below the 0.786 or below the swing point that created the area. And for which time frame this setup works on, it's a technical system based on the fundamentals of technical analysis, which means it works on all time frames. Okay, it works on all time frames. The average stop loss level in pips depends on what time frame you're on. So I don't have an average stop loss in pips because if you're on the daily, doing swing trading on a daily or 4 hour, obviously the stop loss might be like 50 pips, and you're risking 50 pips to win 150 pip move. That's going to take a couple of days, right? If you're on the 5 minute, you might be having a stop loss that's 10 pips. All right, so let's see if we can go into the actual markets to see if we can find, and then risk per trade. That's completely up to you. I mean, you gotta make a plan for your risk management, and it depends on the win rate and risk to reward. And we're all gonna have the win rate I have for the system is around 50%, but you're all gonna have different win rates because we're not gonna be trading this system in the same way. Now back to the comment about EMAs being BS, which I kind of agree with, but it works for me, is the fact that this system, you don't need indicators, okay? You don't need indicators. All you need is just look for a trending market. This is your trending market. I don't like the wicks here. Maybe let's see if we can change this a bit. See if we can have less wicks. Is that possible? Make it bigger? I don't know how this works. I wish I knew better how this works. Weird. Anyway, so this is the break and retest, right? And you don't need the indicators. All you really need is to, well, this tool right here is actually terrible. Let's just use arrows. We got the trend here. You got the break and retest. You don't need the stochastics. You don't need the EMAs. And actually, you know what? The more I'm trading, and the more I'm trading, especially on the lower time frames, the more I start to realize that I feel a bigger urge of just removing all the indicators. I just feel like I want to remove all the indicators because this system is very well tradable with, you see his price comes down here, and at this point you just look for a bullish engulfing candle, just a bullish it's a bullish reaction to this level. That's all you need. Okay, that's all you need. So now that you know the system I'm using, the system I've developed to get actionable signals, and the reason why I have that system is because I'm able to create very specific entry triggers. Okay, so I'm able to create like very specific conditions where I'm supposed to take a trade or not. Now let me show you how I can apply this to the low time frame trading that I'm doing currently. This is the main screen I'm watching, and I'm currently looking at all screens here. I'm basically trying to find is the break and retest. Can I find any break and retest on any of these charts right here? So I look to my left. I can't really see anything here. And I look at my middle screen. I got something on Euro JPY I want to show you guys here. We got something happening on Euro GBP. And what else? What else do we have here? Look to my left. I mean, that's my right. Do we have anything going on to my right? All right. So right now I'm seeing 1, 2, 3 price action patterns or moves that could have been trades. And I'm going to remove the indicators here just to show you that indicators are not needed. You don't need any fancy indicators or anything to trade profitably and to find these setups. The only reason why I have my indicator is because I'm using it as a market scanner tool, and I'm getting signals to my phone, and then I have a smartwatch here as well. So whenever I get a trading view signal, I can show you here to see if I can show you this. So I get an alert here from TradingView, right? And you can't really see that, but it should say, it should say right here. Let me show you. It's pretty cool. I get the alert right here, and it should say, let's see if it can focus. Come on, focus. Right there. It says USD CAD. So I get a short signal on USD CAD. So I get that on my phone, on my watch, and then I check my phone to see if it's actually a good trade to take or not. And if it's a good trade to take or not, I will go down to my office and enter orders. Yeah, we're doing these giveaways every day at the end of the live stream. Right, so it's just a way for me to get the alerts, right? Very simple. So I'm just going to remove all the indicators here. I'm going to show you which of the setups I was looking at. So first, let's take a look at, sorry about that. Now I'm just getting alerts within TradingView. So I get the alert to my watch and then to my phone, and I check and I also have a screenshot of the chart directed to my Discord service. I can just pull up the Discord chat and watch the chart there to see if I get any signals. Okay, so here's Euro JPY. Now this is perfect, right? This is perfect. Now we're gonna remove the stochastic RSI as well. Now I've added a couple of levels here. Now this is giveaway for the giveaway for. I didn't spit. I coughed. I'm not even like, yeah, I'm in my office. I'm just spitting on the floor. I'm like, God damn it, this goddamn setup. Maybe that should be a new thing. Every time I stop, let's get set, I'm gonna spit on the floor. Yeah, so that's a level. I did not add this level right now, but you can kind of see how it makes sense, right? And here's a level, so we can use the low of that one to the high of these. You can kind of zoom out to the 15 minutes, and you can kind of see what I mean here. You can incorporate that level into these highs, go within 1 hour. So you can kind of see how it's, resistance here. Resistance here, resistance, support, and then it breaks to the downside, and obviously you're retesting that resistance right now. Looking at the local time frame, we have a downtrend here on the 15 minute. We go to the 5 minute, and what we get here is a retest of this level right here, and we're getting a bearish reaction, right? We're getting some selling pressure right here inside this area. Now we can add the fib, for example, and you'll see that it's probably inside the reload zone as well. Yeah, so perfect, right? Reload zone right here. Does it matter? Not really, okay? Not really. I'm just going to remove people that are posting about 250K, because we know that the word I'm going to give you is later in the live stream. So the way the giveaway works here is I will depending on how many likes we get, right? So the number of likes will determine how many accounts we're going to give away, and then at the end of the or closer to the end of the live stream, I will give you a name, and not a name, a word, and that word you're supposed to write that word in the chat. But you don't have to do that right now. So here we have a bearish rejection or reaction to this area right here. And you can kind of see how it's almost like a range, right? There's two ways to trade this. Either you wait for like a bearish engulfing candle. That's not a bearish engulfing. Let's wait till we get the first bearish engulfing candle. I would say that that's a pretty solid rejection. It clearly shows that price is using this area as resistance. So right here, you might want to put in just market short this right here. You can also put in a stop limit order right below the wick right, and that's actually a good way of doing it as well, because you don't know if the next candle might open here and just go straight up. But if price goes below this level, that's fairly high chance the price is going lower, right? So sometimes I like to experiment with the idea of using a stop limit order. Well, basically what that is you put in an order in the market, and that order will, I believe that order, well, a stop limit order will turn into a limit order once price hits the level. You can also have I believe, an order where you hit the level and it turns into market order. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I gotta look that up. But you could also use market enter on that close because it's a solid reaction here. And stop loss like well above the level, wide stop loss, and then TP. I would probably TP based on where's the levels below. Now, obviously, you have a very good looking level here, and price has already retested that level. So I want to exit somewhere in this area right here. And I think like this level, that level right here, that kind of makes sense because price might come down here and then bounce again and just break straight out. So you want to make sure that you TP at, again, the first trouble area. So where is the closest area to current price where we expect price to run into resistance or run into trouble, if you will? Because obviously this would not be resistance, this would be support because we're shorting. But where is price going to run into trouble getting through? I think that's going to be here. So we want to put our TP level right here. That's going to be a 1.75R trade. Now, again, no indicators used, just a very simple idea of break and retest. And when you get confirmation of the level acting as resistance or whatever, that's your time to enter. So next candle, we see that that candle is looking good and now it's breaking out and you're in this, you're like, ah, man, this sucks, blah, blah, blah. But then after a while, you see price breaking down. And at this point, when you have, we can go into the 1 minute to give a clearer explanation of what we're seeing here. Now, price has broken down here. It came up and we're now having like a resistance area here, and then it broke down again. At this point, I would feel safe to move stops to entry. I would leave TP open and I would move my stops to entry because at this point I now feel like it's almost like it's created a lower high. And now if price moves up to entry, it's not looking good. And that's TP being hit. This is actually a trade that I wanted to enter prior to this live stream when having lunch, but I feel like I was on my laptop and I'm like, you know, I would rather take these types of trades live for you guys when I'm at my office and not, you know, on my laptop. So let's go through some questions. No, I have not updated my backtesting journal at this stage. What do you think of the fib extensions, expansions? Is it expansions or extensions? Are you talking about? Are we talking about the? We're talking about the extensions, right? Yeah. So you have two tools here: the fib retracement and the trend-based fib extensions. What I never use the trend-based fib extensions. However, I like to sometimes use the extensions of the Fibonacci retracement. So how do you get the extensions? Well, you basically put a 0 next to the fibs. We can put on the this template where I basically have some of the extensions on here. And if you're looking for targets lower, so for example, maybe you want to take profits at the minus 0.236 right here, these fib levels can sometimes act as really good profit targets as well. So the Fibonacci, the extensions of these, very, very good to use as targets as well. Well, let's take a look at this. You should be able to easily find the right EMAs in TradingView. Like you can see, I've got the EMAs added on here. Now, I'm not really super good with TradingView, MetaTrader, but you have... so what you do here is you add a moving average, all right? So in MetaTrader, you have the moving average, and then you select a method, and the method would be the simple moving average or the exponential moving average. You add the moving average, and then you select it to be the exponential moving average. So it's different methods of calculating the moving average. So a simple moving average is just you take price. You just look at the average price of a certain number of days. So the daily 20 EMA is just the average price over the last 20 candles, right? While the 20 moving average exponential, it's calculated in a way where it puts more emphasis on the most recent candles. So it's going to react quicker to price. That's basically the difference. Is two ways of calculating moving averages. Is it possible that a strategy can only work in a particular pair, not in other pairs? Of course, there are systems or trading setups that are created to work better in some environments than others. Now, those are probably more specialized trading systems. The way I'm trading is basically, in my opinion, there's two main ways of trading based on technical analysis. You are either we're going to assume that both of these methods are trend following, right? So of course you have trend following and range trading, but for most of you, when you're starting out, you should be focused on trend following. Just follow that trend. It's just so much easier. The trend is your friend, right? And inside trend following, you have two approaches. You're either going to be a breakout trader, or you're going to be a break and retest trader. Or if we don't have to call it a break and retest trader, we can just call it a trader that's getting in the trend on the retraces and the pullbacks. It doesn't have to be a break and retest, but it's basically, you're going long on the pullbacks in a downtrend or the retraces in an uptrend. And when you have that approach, the break and retest, it works on all markets that tend to trend. And I don't think you can find a single market out there that does not trend at least on one time frame. Okay, so you might have a market like gold, and like right now in the high time frames on gold, we're kind of seeing like a ranging structure. But if you zoom in on the 15 minute, 1 minute, or the 5 minute, you'll see a whole universe of trends where you can utilize the break and retest strategy or the breakout strategy. So when you have a system like mine based on like the fundamental truth of technical analysis, then yeah, it works on all markets. It will work on all markets because, as far as I know, all markets tend to trend. And because that's just, I don't know, like the law of the market, right? The markets just trend. Why? Like we don't really need to know why. We just know they trend. That's a good thing because then we can trade that trend. Now again, let's move out here to see if we can find any other examples. So we have, for example, here Euro GBP. I'm gonna lower the light here on my face. I got a bit of headache, honestly, so having that light is not helping me. So here's a break and retest, right? Isn't that a break and retest? At a level. Now, of course, the fact that price goes way down here kind of indicates maybe a fake out. So maybe this is a wick on the hourly. Maybe this is a 1 hour fake out. Let's look at that. Not really. Got the 1 hour candles actually closing above, so this looks pretty good. And then this is a good level. We can extend this all the way to the left, right here. This is a good level. We also have some pretty decent targets right here. I think this would be probably the high of that wick. Might be the FTA, maybe up here. We'll see. I think that's a good area for an FTA. Now, can we get an entry? Well, yeah, I think we can. I think this is. We can also add the fib here if you want, and we'll see that. Look at that, right inside the reload zone. Looks pretty good right here. But again, I want to be demonstrating this, showing you that maybe you don't really need the indicators. But I think we might have a trend here on Euro GBP. What I want to do is I want to make sure that before I enter this trade right here, we want to make sure that we have our eyes on the economic news calendar. What day is it? It's the 20. We'd probably reload this one. Yeah, okay. Where are we? Here. We got nothing super important. We got that one. It's a medium impact news event on USD. In 20 minutes, we got 240. Got something going. That was supposed to be low impact news event, so I don't really care too much about that one. So yeah, okay, we got no major news event stopping us from potentially taking this trade right here. So what's the actual trade? I think it's gonna be something like this. This might be like a 1R trade, 1.2. When I have a wider stop loss or something like that. This is probably something I'm gonna be watching today for a possible trade. And now I want to calculate how big should this position be. So I'm going to trading view, and I'm going to put in first. We're going to go to Euro GBP because that's the one we're watching right there. I'm still trying to get used to MetaTrader. Honestly, it's not. I do like it more. The more I use it, the more I like it. And the EAs are actually really good. It's a really powerful platform when utilized properly. Switch to 5 minute here. Look at that. Nice bullish engulfing candle is opening up right here. I like that. Looks really good on MetaTrader actually. Maybe we actually want to actually market enter this one with a lower stop loss. Let's do the stop loss all the way down at 49. Back to MetaTrader. Gonna risk 0.25. Stop loss is gonna be right there. It should be around 8. Let's open an 8. So the size on this one is his position. That's gonna be 8, I think. Right, so I'm in right here. Let's see. We can modify that one. Put in the stop loss of that one. Let's put in the TP as well. Let's see. Now the problem with this trade right here is the fact that it's a bit too low. Now I did risk quite a small amount. So the fact that the risk to reward is now obviously much higher. For me, it's worth taking the risk because the risk to reward is actually quite high on this one right here. So let's see, 55.86 would be my entry. Yeah, so about 2R on that one. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna put an alert right here. See, yeah, so yeah, let's just keep that one. It's set and forget. Not gonna do much with that one right there. Let's see if we have any more questions. Which time frame you put those indicators to confirm the trend and make entries? So I would preferably want to long markets that are in an uptrend on as many time frames as possible. So it's not like I don't really want to go long on the 5 minute if the if the 15 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour and the daily is in a very strong downtrend. So I want to make sure that if I'm going long, actually I haven't really checked the bigger time frames here, but let's go out and see the daily. So preferably I want the daily to be bullish here, and I would say that the daily here is bullish to neutral, okay, because you have, I would argue that this is the primary trend with a high, lower high, lower high, a low. So the primary trend is sort of like in a downtrend, but you have a potential accumulation area right here for that breakout, and this could also be viewed as a higher high and a higher low. So you might have this, okay? So I'd say neutral, okay? That's a good thing. What about the 4 hour? The 4 hour, I would say, yeah, the 4 hour is also neutral. I think we're in a range here. The 1 hour is actually, slightly showing us a local uptrend with a breakout. The 15 minute bullish, the 5 minute somewhat bullish, and the 1 minute, well, I got that breakout. So yeah, I'm happy with the higher time frames here. If it would be like obviously in a downtrend on all other time frames, I would probably like consider not taking this trade. So even though I'm trading the lower time frames, you always have to have that. Always have to have that high time frame bias. Yeah, so this position size calculator for MT5, it's for MT4 and MT5. All you have to do is just Google, let's see, position size calculator MT5. All right, so if you Google position size calculator MT5, I get a site called Earn Forex right here. You can just press that one right there. I'm gonna link it in the comment actually, so I'm just gonna add it in the comment right there on YouTube, so you'll find it. But this is the one I use. It's free, works great. Definitely check it out. I don't know why it's not working right now, but if you put in all the orders right here and then you press trading here and press trade, it's actually going to enter. It's actually going to enter all the orders and positions for you. So very easy. I don't know why it's not doing that for me here. Might have an old version of it. All right, and let's see, what's the spread? So the spread on no end is 1.3. Oh man, I love this. The spread on the 5ers is just 0. So you see it on Oanda. Here's a very good visual representation of the problems with the spread here on Oanda, because it's quite big, compared to price action. So if price comes down here, I'm actually stopped out on if I would be trading on Oanda or another exchange, but on the 5ers, I actually have to come down and actually hit the stop loss to get stopped out. This is obviously not looking great. This is not the type of price action I want to see. The first reaction here was obviously very good. I like that one right there, where we came down and we kind of had a move like on the 1 minute. It kind of looked like a break of structure. We came down, but now we're kind of like down here again. I'm not liking this. What I want to see now is a double bottom, and if we break down, we're probably going to hit that stop loss, which is okay. I mean. Adding risk and taking risk, it's just a part of trading. Having a losing trade is just that's just what trading is all about. The important thing is knowing how to deal with the losses and also learn from the losses. So every loss I take, I always go through the trade and ask myself, what could I have done differently? And on this trade right here, it's quite obvious. I mean, if this is going to be a stop out, and even if it's not a stop out, what I could have done differently is obviously wait for price to reach get above that high right there. So kind of, you know, something like this. And I'm not sure, maybe the risk to reward won't even be worth it. But it is what it is. Let's continue looking to find other setups. All right, how do you exactly decide your trend? Well, this is very simple, guys. How do you determine what trend you're trading in? It's very, very simple. Let me show you, okay? This is it. Very, very simple. If you are seeing price creating higher highs and higher lows, that is an uptrend. If you're seeing price creating lower highs and lower lows, that's a downtrend. It's so incredibly simple. And the way you can find this in the market is, first of all, you have to spend time actually looking through the markets and marking out price structure. So what trend is this market in? Well, it's not in a trend, it's in a range. Why is it in a range? Because it has equal lows and equal highs, and it's kind of like, you see how it goes sideways. That's a range. Now if you look at this structure right here and you zoom in, now this looks more of a trend, right, where you have a low, a high, lower low, lower high. That's just a very small part of that ranging structure. So it's all very simple. The way we determine trend is just look for higher highs and higher lows, or lower lows and lower highs. And you need to spend a lot of time going through the market and marking them out, marking out the highs and lows to become better at just, you know, identifying the trends. How much in terms of percentage did I risk on Euro GBP? So I risked 0.25%, which should be around $400. So 0.25% is the account and $400. All right, let's see if we can. Gonna take another look here at the markets to see if I can find anything interesting. Got a decent looking structure here on NCD USD. I think the trade's gone. So nothing here. What else do we have? He's looking for that break and retest. It doesn't look like we have anything interesting right now. Seems like most of the markets are in almost like a range on almost all markets here. Very, very boring price action. All right, how many trades do I take a week? Probably. Oh man, it depends. Some weeks I probably take like 20 trades. Some weeks I take like 5 trades. It depends. I've I've only recently started trading the lower time frames more actively. So when trading the lower time frames, I'm probably taking like 5 trades a day. But when swing trading, I'm more closer to taking maybe 5 trades a week. So there's a big difference between obviously trading the lower time frames and swing trading. This is a great question. What is my A+ setup? Yeah, so if I remove TradingView here, you'll see my desktop background, and I have a folder on my desktop, and I have all the wallpapers are circulating through different images of the setups, and in that folder I have like all my best looking setups. So here's a good example of that. Now this screenshot is taken a long time ago. So this was from 2021. As you can see, in 2021 I had 3 moving averages. So you see the ones you see here are the 20, the 50, and the 100. So I can actually show you, right? So we have this is on I believe this is on USDJPY. Anyway, so we have a downtrend here, right? And then it kind of like a higher high breaks above this level right here, and you can see how price comes down and hits the 50% here. So I would say like if this would be an A+ setup, you would see the wick of the pin bar coming down into the reload zone. So we get a trend line, we get a pin bar right here, we got that pin bar on the in the right area, you get the pin bar on the retest of that level. Moving averages here, you get the stochastics RSI giving you a bull cross, enter on the close to the pin bar, stops below the the swing that created the signal or the low of that pin bar and the trend line, and then TP would be at the minus 0.618. Now this was an A+ setup back then, and this is in 2021, but back then I did see a lot of markets started rallying all the way up to the minus 0.618. So I guess the A+ setup, I think it would be easier to find on the higher time frames. I'm trying to see if I can find something here. Let's see if I can maybe go through my journal, see if I can find something here. All right, so this might not be like the. Actually, no, that's a bad. That's not a. It's a good trade, but it's not the perfect one. So let me see if I can find more of a perfect one. Okay, this should be a good one. Okay, so yeah, it's a bad screenshot, but again, you see how. So basically what you have here is, this is Euro USD on the 4 hour. So you have the, in this case here, I also have the daily moving averages, because sometimes I have, or actually, I want to have the daily moving averages on the chart here to make sure that if I'm going short, I want to be below the daily moving averages, because the daily moving averages are a good way of watching the overall trend, right? If the 20 daily moving average is below the 50 EMA, that means you're usually in a downtrend on a daily. Here you have a resistance area. You see a price that breaks below the resistance, comes up and tests the 4 hour 20. In this case, it's not testing reload zone, but it's testing the 4-hour 20 EMA, the 50% fib. You also have the weekly open right here. Sometimes I like to add the weekly open as resistance. So this is the first retest of the weekly open, 50%, 20 EMA in the 4-hour, bearish engulfing candle right here, and a stochastics RSI bear cross like right above 70 right here. And I believe I entered on the close of that bearish engulfing candle, stops above the reload zone, and then TP at the last local highs. I think that is not an A plus setup, but definitely a something setup. Okay, let's see. All right, so now the okay, so Euro GBP is stopped out. So now that it's stopped out, it's easier. It's always easier to look at a losing trade after the fact that it stopped out. Okay, so like determining the problems of the trade while being in the trade, obviously you're influenced by your emotions of watching price action, you're watching your P&L go up. But now that it's a losing trade, we can clearly, you know, look at it and analyze the trend, analyze the trade. And I think this is a great thing to do. So what I have usually is I have I got a pen and paper in front of me. So I've for years, I've used a digital trading journal where I've added everything in that journal. But recently, I've started adding everything on a pen and paper because it's a big difference, right? And it's just you get to like break it down and you remember things in a way different way when writing it all down on paper. So I'm going to take some notes here on this trade to take with me into the next trade. So this is what I'm going to write. All right, Euro GBP trade. I'll make like a list. So point number 1. Go through the first mistake. So we'll look at the 4-hour. Is this a trade? Did I trade against the trend? Not really, but was it? All right, so the first thing I'm gonna write is long at high time frame resistance. And this is what trading is all about. Trading is almost like, you're having almost like a trial and error approach. So the first mistake, I believe, is the fact that this is the first thing I'm thinking, right? I watch this and I'm thinking, this is resistance, and on the 1 hour, yes, we broke above, but I actually entered the trade before actually getting above that resistance again. So it's a clear fake out on the 4-hour, and the 4-hour is actually going to close in 20 seconds, which is like a crazy fake out here on the 4-hour. So number 2, second mistake is and preferably you want to do this with all your trades, even the winners. You want to write down like what mistakes were you do, because a winner can still be a bad trade. So I'm not going through this trade just because it's a loser. I'm going through this trade to make sure that even if it's a loser, is it a bad trade or is it a good trade? And I think this is not the perfect trade for the reasons I'm about to tell you. So first of all, it's a long at resistance, and also the second point is entry without confirmation. Okay, so that's the 2 major problems with this trade. So what would the trade look like instead? The correct trade would be this. breakout, and then I would enter orders here for a retest, and the risk to reward of this trade would be 1.31. Yeah, that's acceptable. Acceptable. That would be the correct trade. So now that I know what mistakes I did, or what the mistakes were, why did I make the mistakes? I'm not sure. Maybe I think one of the reasons was, so I'm making another list. So the first list is mistakes, and then the second list is like so first list is what mistakes did I do, and then the second one is why did I make the mistakes. So I'd say first point would be mental error. And that mental error was probably, I think it has something to do with impulsiveness. And number 2, presentation. So presentation, not focused. And I'll explain what I mean by this. So now that I see the trade after the fact that it's been stopped out, I see several reasons not to enter the trade. So we know what mistakes were done, and the reason why these mistakes were done because of mental errors. And the first obvious mental error was impulsiveness, and also the fact that I was doing the presentation showing the system, and I was not focused on price action. So now I know what the mistakes were, why, what was the mistakes based on, and then solutions, right? We want to make sure that we have solutions to this. And number 1 is obviously don't enter trades during presentation. Because remember, I was talking about my system, showing you the best trades and all that sort of stuff, while at the same time entering a trade, which you can't really explain a concept and enter a trade at the same time, because either you're trading or not, right? You can't be doing 2 things at once. At least I can't. And to monitor emotions. And secondly, or thirdly, third solution is confirmation. All right, that's great. So now I have this notebook right here. I have this on my desk, and I will read this before I take the next trade. Okay, so I now know that Euro GBP trade, I took a long at high time frame resistance. I entered that confirmation. And I did that because of mental errors, probably because of impulsiveness, and I was doing a presentation and was not focused on price action. The solutions to this is don't open a trade while doing a presentation. And number 2, monitor your emotions before entering the trade. So basically take a step back, ask yourself, am I taking the trade based on stress, impulsiveness, or any other mental errors or emotions? And then number 3, wait for confirmation, okay? So very good idea to have a notebook on your desk. Every time you take a loss or every time you take a win, write down the pros and cons of that trade, and you will then utilize the trial and error approach to make the next trade better and better and better. Right, so let's do some questions before we move on. Actually, you know what? Let's see if we can find another trade here. I'm actually quite interested in Euro JPY here, but I'm not sure about the trend here. The USD JPY and Euro JPY is showing similar patterns here. So what I like about this is how it's reacting to the support here, and maybe we can take this. I mean, get a double bottom here. Maybe we can take Euro JPY up, but again, like it's Okay, so daily, look at the trend. Oh, was a very strong move. But I would say it's probably, I mean, this move is obviously we're reaching the end of this move, obviously. Risky to go long here. Is it better to go short? Is it better to wait for a breakdown and go short? Probably. What are the 4 hour telling us? Oh, that's a beautiful break and retest on the 4 hour. Beautiful break and retest on the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, this actually looks like a really good long entry. So I'm gonna remove some orders here and I'll show you what I mean here in the 4 hour. So yeah, on the 4 hour, you can basically add a trend line, you know, something like that. You'll see that obviously the trend is bullish. You get a break and retest of this level right here. And then if you go all the way back to all the way into the 5 minute, you actually have a possible double bottom on this break and retest on the 4 hour, and you're actually breaking out now on the and then in lower time frames. Yeah, so you know what? I think I'm ready to go long on this. So again, I look at my spreadsheet and I say, you know, is this a long at resistance? It's not a long at resistance on this time frame. On the high time frames, it's a long at resistance, but we have a huge resistance area here to trade within. Entry without confirmation, we have to wait for confirmation. Confirmation comes in 2 minutes. The mental error. Okay, so I need to monitor myself here. Okay, so I need to monitor myself, and I need to ask myself: Am I feeling stressed? Am I taking this trade based on the previous loser? And I have to think about that, right? But should I be taking, like, do I feel good about taking this trade? If so, the best way of answering this is to ask myself, if this trade is a loser, would I feel good about this trade? Okay. So we can, you know, going back to Euro GBP, did I feel good about this trade? Not really. It hit my stop loss and I entered for the wrong reason. So no, I did not feel good about this trade hitting my stop loss. Will I feel good about this trade hitting my stop loss? Is the reasoning behind the trade good enough for me to feel good about seeing this trade being stopped out? And now I'm spending a bit too much time on this. So, you know, when you spend too much time looking at it, looking at the screen, looking at one setup, it usually means that you're gonna make a mistake. Okay, if the setup isn't super clear, if you have to spend more than a couple of minutes to actually try to make up your mind, it's a bad setup. So for that very reason, I will not be entering orders for this one, because a good trade is supposed to just be right there. It's supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to be just scream buy me, and that's not happening here. So that's not going to be a trade. Right, so let's do a couple of questions. Do you use multi-time frame analysis? Always, definitely always. You always have to make sure that you're trading. You have that high time frame bias. You always have to make sure that you trade based on what the high time frames are doing. Does setting different colors of candlesticks help to not get bias on entry? It's a great question, and I would say no. I just like it. I don't know why. I just saw when I started trading, I saw on Twitter people having this color set up, and I kind of liked it. I feel I don't like having the red colors on. I don't know why, but you know, you can go back to maybe should have a layout here with others. I don't know, with a black background. It kind of, I don't like red on black. I don't know why. I guess it's just a personal preference. Doesn't matter. Over trading. That this is a great question, because it's a very important one. Because over trading is probably one of the most common mistakes that new traders do, and it's one of the reasons why most traders are not profitable. That's because they're over trading. So how do you overcome over trading? It's very simple. have a rule that says max number of trades per day. Okay. And if you follow that rule, it's going to be impossible for you to overtrade. So when I'm trading, I usually have a rule that says no more than 3 trades a day. Okay. Because if I take more than 3 trades a day, I'm most likely overtrading. And, there's a fine line between overtrading and revenge trading can happen at the same time. So let's say you take 1 trade, that's a loser. 2 trades, that's a loser. And the third one, that's a winner. And then the fourth one, that's a loser. And a loser. And all of a sudden you have 1 winner and 6 losers. And you're looking at your account like, wow, I'm down way too much. I got to trade more. I got to make that back. And you enter a new one. And all of a sudden you're at 20 trades a day and you're down 5% and you're about to lose the account. And you don't even know what happened, right? What happened is usually you're trading based on emotions. You're trading, you're over trading, you're revenge trading. Now, if you have a rule that says max 2 or 3 trades per day, it's going to be impossible for you to overtrade or revenge trade. Create a rule that says max number of trades per day. If you can stick with that, you've managed to combat overtrading, which is, the biggest mistakes that most new traders do. I'm going to answer this question and then I'm going to take a 10-minute break. I'm going to get some coffee. We'll take a 10-minute break. I'll get some coffee. I hope that you're all going to be here when I get back. And shortly after that, we'll talk about the actual giveaway. Do you have any activities that you did that help you with discipline and anxiety while trading? Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to remember that the trading is almost like a high performance sport, right? It's a performance based thing where you have to remember that you're trading against the competition is insane in trading. You're trading against the best of the best out there, and you need to make sure that you're always performing at your very best. And if you're not able to perform at your very best, you shouldn't be trading for that day. So trading is obviously a lot of mental. We're going to run into very difficult, psychological problems in trading. So you need to make sure that you do activities that help you stay calm under pressure, helps you stay, happy, positive. So for me, at least for me, I can't really function from a healthy mental point of view if I'm not taking care of myself, so eating healthy, workout, make sure you take care of yourself physically and mentally. So for me, what that means to me is working out regularly. I try to work out every day. So I have a gym right outside my office here with everything I need. So in the summer, I try to run once or twice every week. I try to work out every day, and I try to meditate 10 minutes every day. So meditation helps me to really, take care of that mental state of mind, make sure that I'm always calm and focused. So doing breathing exercises and doing meditation, guided meditation, and visualization of my trading journey and stuff like that. And then working out regularly and making sure that I eat healthy. I think that's super important for the same reason that if you're in a high performance sport, you obviously want to make sure that you're always taking care of yourself to perform at your very best. And it's the same in trading. You want to be top level, the best trader that you can be. You got to make sure that you're mentally and physically in good shape. So, and also, I'm trading I'm trading from where I'm working. I'm not trading every hour, but my trading session is usually from 9 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. And it's impossible for me to be focused and disciplined from 9 to 4. So what I have to also remember in my own trading is to make sure that whenever I feel like my discipline is just gone for the day, because honestly, like we have a set number of it's almost like we have a level of discipline, and that level of discipline goes down with time throughout the day. So I need to take breaks, right? I need to take breaks and kind of reset that mental scale. All right, so before we take that break, I want to first I'm going to look at your JPY and say, obviously, I'm happy that I did not enter this trade, because this long trade was basically based on that last candle. This was the trade that I wanted to take. So I'm happy I didn't take that trade. And the reason why I didn't take that trade is because I actually tried to find reasons to enter the trade. And if I have to look for reasons to enter the trade, it's not a good trade, because the best trades, you don't have to look for reasons to enter the trade. The best trades, they pop up on the screen and you don't even have to think about entering the trade. You just do so effortlessly because it's all there. All right, guys, I'll do a 10-minute break. And when we get back, I will go through all the questions, and great questions, by the way. I'll go through all the questions after the break, and I will talk about the giveaway as well. So make sure that you like the video if you haven't already. See you guys in 10 minutes. All right, welcome back, guys. Let's see if we can go through some of those questions. Just gonna pour myself some coffee here. Right. It's a good question. So basically, what are the most profitable? And you know what? I'll look this up to the next live stream because I need to go through my journal, actually look at the statistics, and that's going to take a while. But I will make sure to have this data for you ready in tomorrow's live stream. By the way, guys, tomorrow we are joined by Gary Langley, aka Scruffy, the Scruffy Trader. He's going to come on and he's going to talk about his trading system and the way he marked out the level and everything. It's going to be a great live stream, so make sure you join tomorrow. I will have more information on my most profitable pairs tomorrow. In which time frame is good to decide the daily trend for day trading? Not sure I understand the question. So for me, the daily range. If you're referring to what time frame to look for to determine the daily trend, well, obviously that's daily. But if you're asking me what the daily range, I'm not sure. Probably the lower time frames. I would look at the 5 minutes to the 15 minutes. All right, do not look for a flip when your trade fails, because more times than not, you had selected a good zone and they fail, then it's a high probability for continuation through the breakout zone. Yeah, so this is actually something I've talked a lot about with Alex, where he basically says, you know, whenever my stop loss is hit, the trade starts running in opposite directions, and maybe I can flip the trade, like flip positions. That is, it's honestly very... You can look at Euro GBP here, for example. So Euro GBP hit my stop loss and then, you know, started running. So I don't like the idea. I really don't like that idea. But it's something that I'm going to start experimenting with and see if there's any edge in that. But I don't know, like intuitively, that's just something I do not like with that idea. But yeah, it's an okay idea. But again, like if you go long in an uptrend and then your setup fails, it doesn't necessarily mean that the overall trend is failing. So if you flip short, maybe you're actually shorting an uptrend. I don't know. So maybe the bounce is going to come lower. I'm not sure about that idea, but it's worth testing. Yeah, so can you give advice about stop trading on losing days? Yes, have a max number of losses per day or max number of trades per day. I think it, you know, best maybe have max number of losses in a row. I'd say set that to 2. If you have 2 losses in a day or 2 losses in a row, stop trading for the day, you know? So if you follow that rule, it's going to be impossible for you to overtrade. It's going to be impossible for you to revenge trade, basically. So that's the best advice. If you can stick with that, if you can stick with that rule, then you get bigger issues, and you have to make sure you deal with that. And if you can't stick with those rules, maybe take a break from trading and work on that patience, and make sure that you're doing activities outside of your trading that helps you with making sure that you can stay calm and disciplined. Yeah, this is a good one. How do you control your emotions after the negative trading streak? A good way of doing this is back testing. Okay, so let's say you have several losses in a row. You're in a losing streak, and you're like, you know what, I'm losing confidence in my ability as a trader. I'm losing confidence in my trading system. What you do is you back test. So you can back test the same time period that your losing period is in. You backtest that period, and if the backtesting results are much better than your live trading, that means that your system and your approach is working, but the problem is you, and the problem is your mentality and your mental errors that you're making. So you have to take a step back and ask yourself, what am I doing? What are the mistakes I'm actually doing, and work on that. But if you have a losing streak and you're doing everything right, and backtesting shows that you should be in the losing streak right now, then everything's fine. You just continue doing what you're doing and cut that risk. Like, cut that risk to a minimum. You just continue doing what you're doing, because it's inevitable that trading systems will go into a drawdown. It's just the way things are. That's just the way of trading. Good question. What are your rules to not be greedy with profit? That you select a take profits. You select a level where you're going to exit before you enter the trade, and if that level is hit, you automatically take that profit, and that's it. You select an area for take profit before you enter the trade, and then you just let the trade run to that take profit, and yeah, that's it. All right, guys. So I think it's time for the giveaway. I'm gonna give you a word. Man, doing these live trading sessions alone, it's a lot of talking. A lot of talking. Nice when you have more people in here, because you can, you can stay quiet for a while and let other people talk. So I definitely need to make sure that we always have somebody to come on here. All right, guys. What do you think the magic word should be? Yeah, like let's go. What should be the something easy to type? Well, yeah, give me something easy to type then. Lone wolf. Oh, yeah. Okay, I got it. Yeah, coffee is tasting good. Jonathan the best. That's a good one. BTC. Really? Did we break 57? What the hell? Look at this. Look at Bitcoin. I'm actually in a like high leverage long position on Link. Show you the setup here. This is my trade on Link. So more of a long-term position, but stop loss here is actually my liquidation price, but I believe this is like a 10x long here. Looking for a big move. Crypto is getting excited. Okay, so now we open up the giveaway page here. I'll give you a word shortly. Should be the word. That's a good one to I know I'm not letting you wait here. Right, let's do yeah, I mean we got to do Bitcoin. We got to do something with Bitcoin, right? All right. The magic word is... Here we go. BTC to the moon. And while typing in this, I want you all to really try to visualize Bitcoin going to the moon, because I kind of need it. Let's see how many likes we have today. I think we can do a couple of questions while we wait. Recommend us top 5. That's a lot of books, man. 5 books. I don't even need to, I know 2. it's like that meme, that short, that little guy, like he's talking to a group of girls and they're like, name me 10 books, name me 10 books. I'm like, I know 10 books, but it's like on top of anyway, so the number, okay, 5 books. Let me see. Pen and paper is right up. Number 1, Trading in the Zone. Trading in the Zone. That's a beautiful book. All right, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Read it. Just read it. It's available as audiobook. I believe it's on Spotify, YouTube. You can get it on Audible as well. Let's see. Another good book. Another good book that you need to read is number 2 is Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits by, I believe, James Clear. Okay, so you got Trading in the Zone and Atomic Habits. Now, Atomic Habits has nothing to do with trading. It's just a fantastic book. And then another book is what's that one called? The one I think it's fairly new. Jared something. The Mental Game of Trading. Mental Game of Trading by Jared. Can't remember his last name. Jared T something. That's a really good book. And I think another book I really do like, has nothing to do with trading, but it's has something to do with mindset, is the Practicing Stoic. Okay, it's a real classic book. Practicing Stoic. It's about stoicism and how you can take the learnings of stoicism and apply it to your everyday life. That's a really good one. And then of course you have One Good Trade by Mike Bellifore. I think that's Bella. One Good Trade, really good. And then the Best Loser Wins by Tom Hoggart. Really good. Market Wizard series. That's an amazing book by Jack Swagger. Market Wizard. That's amazing. What else? Oh, there's so many books. Richest Man in Babylon. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Really good books out there. And pretty much everything by that trading psychologist who works with S&B Capital. What's his name? I can't remember. Whatever. All right, 533 people. Let's see how many likes we have. Likes do we have? We have 897 likes, which means we're going to give away 3 accounts today. If we can get that number up to 1,000, which is 90 more likes, if we can get 90 more likes, we will be giving away 4 accounts. So currently we're at 3 accounts. If you guys can press that like button 90 times more, now it's 80 times more, we're going to give away 1 extra account. I'm going to give it 5 minutes. I'm going to put a timer on. 5 minutes, and as soon as that timer goes off in 5 minutes, I will be pressing draw, and that's it. So BTC to the moon is the secret word. Let's see if we can find any interesting setups here while we wait. Honestly, guys, today has been rather slow. Not much going on in the markets. At least not during this session here today. Let's see, where do we have the likes? 935. 4 more minutes. So we get about 60 more likes and we give away 1 extra account. So remember, guys, hit that like button. We got 945 right now. About 55 more likes in 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. We got 3.5 minutes to like the video. And if you can get that number of likes up, we will give away 1 extra account. So we got 951 likes right now. And 960. Let's see, I got 40 more likes. Can we get 40 likes in 30 likes in 3 minutes? That's 10 likes a minute. Easy, no problem. Shouldn't be a problem. Hey guys, like I said, don't forget about not yesterday's live stream. Sorry about that. Tomorrow's live stream, we got Gary Langley, the Scruffy Trader, coming on. He's going to talk about his trading system, and maybe he's looking at a couple of setups. Who knows? He'll be showing us his way of adding the Scruffy levels, as he calls them. Very interesting. You need to check that one out. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification button. 991 likes, and we have 2.5 minutes left. Will we hit that magical 1K likes before the 2.5 minutes are up? We are currently at 1K. All right, perfect, beautiful. All right, thank you guys. That's amazing. Let's go. Bitcoin to the moon. We got 646 people, and I'm gonna press draw right now. I'm gonna give it a couple of seconds because I need to open a. Alex gave me a link to a spreadsheet, and I'm supposed to put in all the names in there, I think. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple of minutes extra. I will. Okay, so here's the deal, right? You need to send the email when you win. You're gonna send the email to alex@the5ers.com. All right, so here's the deal, guys. Whenever you see your name, you send to that email. You need to go into your YouTube profile and send a screenshot of your YouTube profile, and not your like public channel YouTube profile. You need to go into the actual profile, the one that you only have access to, where you see your name on your YouTube profile, where you see your name. And you have to send this from a real email address, your personal email address. Send it from your email address, screenshot your YouTube profile, and you do that right away when you see your name. And there's going to be a time limit on this. If you're too late, this account is going to be gone. So you need to make sure that you send an email right away. So if you have typed in BTC to the moon, you should have your email up in one tab here on your browser. You should have alex@the5ers.com in the receiver, whatever that's called, and be ready to take that screenshot and send it away. All right, 5 minutes is up. Let's do the draw. All right. Congratulations. next one. So remember, we got 4 winners today. Junk Punk. Congrats, man. Make sure you send that email right away when you see this. That's number 3. Now on to number 4 and the last one. Beautiful. That's it. Congratulations, guys. We got 4 winners, and all 4 of you have just won a 250K Bootcamp account. Congratulations, everyone. And I would like to thank you all for joining here today. And I hope to see you all tomorrow when Alex is back. And we're also joined by Gary Langley, aka Scruffy Trader. It's going to be a really good session tomorrow. And I hope you all can join me for that one. All right. If you haven't won today, make sure you join all our future live streams, because we're going to give away accounts in all the live streams, not just this one, but all live streams. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, because you need to be subscribed to actually comment on these live streams. So you need to be subscribed. You need to also hit the bell notification button so you'll get notified whenever we do go live. And if you go to our YouTube homepage, you will see all our upcoming live streams right there on the homepage. All right. Take care, everyone, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Hi guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. Now make sure you like and subscribe, and most of all, go into the YouTube and check our other content that we provide here at The 5ers. We'll see you in the next one.